Welcome to For Love and Play. I'm matchmaker comic Yael Meisel. With me is comedians Keenan Weaver and Louie B. For Love and Play, the show about dating like a goddamn adult. We're going to discuss who to spend your time with for love or for play. Let's do it, boys.
This show contains adult content for entertainment purposes. Listener discretion is advised.
Not a doctor.
Thank you for listening to For Love and Play. We're back. I'm your host, Keenan Weaver, back with my favorite people, Yael, the Queen. What's going on, girl?
What's going on, Boo? Happy Saturday. Beautiful weather.
And Perron, Louie B.
Yes, please don't step on my grave.
Not a problem.
All right.
No one's gonna get that. That's gonna sound very weird.
Yep.
Let's use that segue to introduce our guest, a New York City comic. Thank you for coming, Cate Weinberg.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah. Today we're going to be talking about the nice guy and any and everything that has to do with him or that type of person in your life. But Louie, tell the people how they can join in on the conversation.
Sure thing, Keenan. This is what I need you people to do. You can email us your questions at forloveandplay@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook at forloveandplay, or you can message us your questions on the Facebooks at facebook.com/forloveandplay, and that's the and is spelled out and all and number 4 love.
Thank you. So as I said, our topic is the nice guy. I feel like I should give the backstory about why we're talking about this. And I got trapped into a conversation. I use the word trap because that's how I always end up in any type of conversation. I'm really a quiet person and would rather not talk, and somehow, some way, I get trapped in the conversations. But this one was on Facebook, and they were talking about a friend of mine who was giving her experience on a date, and everybody jumped into this conversation. And one guy particularly said that's the reason that women are all single, and what's wrong with women is because they don't date the nice guy.
Wait, why women are all single?
All of us.
That's basically
Every single last one of you.
Every last one of us. We've isolated it down to one reason.
All
Yeah,
3 billion women on the planet are just
single.
Are single. Have not one love interest, not even a secret,
prayer.
not even a secret admirer. No one.
That's because inside he actually realized that we are all just free beings, and no one is actually locked down.
Oh, that's some metaphysical shit there.
You know, I try.
No,
But
you
back
don't.
to the Facebook conversation. He went on to say, like, you know, basically defending nice guys, and there was a bunch of women that just kind of pounced on him and this quote-unquote I'm a nice guy feeling. And a picture came up that shocked me, and I questioned the picture. You'll be able to find on all those lovely things that Louie B just previously told us about. So you can look at that while you're listening to this.
Facebook.com/forloveandplay.
Basically, it goes over these 4 levels of a nice guy. And the gist of it is the lower level kind of just blames every relationship on breakups, on him being too nice to date. The next level is kind of like he befriends women and is always in that quote-unquote friend zone, but he uses that friend zone for his personal gain of the relationship. And then the 4th one is just like constantly complaining about being in the friend zone and that women only date jerks. And I'm so glad that we have a balance of genitalia today, because I wanted to get the same. I wanted to get a really even education on why the nice guy is such a polarizing type figure.
Why are we so pissed about him?
Yeah, like both sides. Both sides. I definitely, from a male point of view, have always heard men say, I don't know why I'm single, I'm a nice guy, and women date jerks. I've heard that. And then I also have a lot of female friends that I've heard that the nice guy, they're not always appealing.
Well, it sounds like, I mean, a nice guy who's gonna bitch and moan about how he should be, like, you know, get mad at women for not wanting to date him, that's not nice, that's annoying, you know? Should be, like, that's acting very entitled, like, we owe them. Like, maybe just, like, the, you know, not attracted, chemistry's not there.
I think it's a different brand of mean. I don't know why this is called nice guy.
Yeah.
Bitter, angry guy that's pissed off that he can't fuck you. That's what I think.
Exactly.
I kind of get that, because I hold doors for women, and I'm just pissed off they don't sit on my face.
Oh my god.
Speaking, how can I help you, Chuck?
Okay. I think that
I was joking.
I don't think it's nice. I think it's almost like I expect to be treated extra special because I didn't treat you like a Neanderthal. You know what I'm saying? I almost feel like it's, you know, it validates that irrational feeling when we date somebody that's so nice. Why? But why? And that I'm not attractive. Well, it's when you break up with them, it's their reaction, I feel like half the time, almost in a nutshell, validates that interpol inside of yourself where you're like, is it that I just don't want to be happy? Because this guy is so nice. Maybe it's me. And then you break up with them, and then you realize, oh my god, you're a fucking lunatic. All I had to do was dump you. Oh.
Exactly.
I mean, do you ever feel like that's kind of happened to you? If someone's really, they're courteous, they're nice, they're enjoyable. You're just not into him.
Yeah, I mean, all the time. Like, you know, it's just like you go on a few, like, you might go out with someone, even if there's not that spark. I haven't done this in a while though, but like, you'll give someone the benefit of the doubt, and, cause you're like, they're so nice, like they, you know, but if it's not there, it's not there, you know?
Right. I don't know, that's almost like another topic for a day, because I have a lot of deep feelings on that. I feel like everything is a kind of like a grow on, and we actually touched on this, like our society now kind of wants that instant gratification, so we're looking for this quote unquote spark, when I think love is developed over time, like is developed over time, everything is over time.
Yeah.
But to this, it's almost weird because I honestly see two sides of the one thing I think, Louis, you definitely said that women like to date jerks.
Well,
right?
Because, I mean, it's not because I feel like because I'm a human being, I'm entitled. Don't think that. It's because I've observed during my years on planet, mostly, in fact, if I could talk about this one, example when I was in high school, there was this girl dating, and you know, it's not like I was after her, but, this dude was like really verbally abusive towards her, and like call her a bitch, your dog, nothing. Like really, really awful. And, you know, at the time, you know, I had my cape on, you know,
at the time, you mean
at the time.
off?
What?
Are you telling me that your cape is off now?
No, it's in the dry cleaner. But, yeah, my cape, I had my cape on, and I felt some type of way, not that I've ever witnessed, like my mom was never abused by my dad, never ever, but I felt some type of way about seeing someone brought tears by, you know, by someone yelling at them. And, you know, I said something, I'm like, yo, leave her alone. But she was still like, I don't know, grabbing at him, like, please, you know, don't leave me and all that. And he was just enjoying it, you know, and so that kind, and I've seen examples like very similar to that, and it's not from, you know, that's what I consider a jerk. Like, yeah, I mean, and that's but that's the thing, I see
an abusive jerk.
Yeah, and I've seen guys like that have like very attractive women and being surrounded by women, and you see them and they're like smacking them up and stuff. So that's where I came to. That's what, when I say there are some women that just only like jerks, that's the example that's in my head.
I think that's a very extreme example. I'd like to peel that back a little bit.
Well, that's where I'm coming from. You know?
I get it. I get that. And I want, for the basis of the conversation, I don't want it to be that extreme, because I don't think, women are going out there chasing at the guys that smack them up. But
I'm just saying it's like
relationships.
I think there is, some truth to the quote unquote nice guy versus the bad guy, and I'd love the ladies to chime in on why the bad guy tends to seem more attractive at a certain stage in a female's life. And I'll throw my conjecture out. It's the fact that the unknown is exciting, and exciting gives you different emotional feelings whenever you're excited. So it's not even just within a relationship. The feeling of excitement is something that really overcomes the body and mind. Whereas the mundane, the expected, the quote-unquote nice guy, there's nothing shocking about it. Hence, doesn't spark of these other emotions.
Yeah, I kind of, Keenan, I kind of agree. I feel like it's not necessarily necessarily like a nice guy versus like jerk. It's not really that. I think it's some guys really like are playing games and are leaving the women just wondering, like doubting themselves, like, oh, does he like me? And really just playing some mind games with them, and that kind of will drive women crazy.
For us, never the guy again, or you don't from him for days or weeks. Like, did we go on the same date?
Yeah.
Seriously?
So I like that there's always seems to be two sides to that one date. And that's a common occurrence that happens in relationships is people have very different perspectives on quote unquote what happened last night, right? Mm-hmm. It's almost weird to see why people put so much stock in the person that actually kind of, ignores you.
Actually, I just this thought just dawned on me. Like, some guys kind of, like, when they feel like they're doing what they're supposed to do, like, and then like, I'm the nice guy, and they don't get...
That should work, right.
That it should work. I think those guys are the type of guys that already feel like they have to buy a woman.
Oh.
Like, that's how they try to buy affection, attention by this guy.
Okay, like, so are you saying the nice guy is a form of currency, or are you saying that
acting like a nice guy, and like having that mindset, like, okay, if I'm like this, I'm gonna get this. So if it's not working, then I did this for nothing, and basically she's.
But that's not a nice guy.
Of course not. We're it's not. But I think that's kind of the mind, like, this is just a thought. I could be wrong, but it's just a thought that I had that, guys that claim to be nice guys actually aren't, but they just feel that, okay, well, this is a way to earn sex, affection.
I'm sure there's people like that are acting nice.
All right.
But
I mean, they might not even think they're acting nice. Think they're doing what, like, damn, like, you breed because fuck. I'm just bad with analogy. Fuck myself. All right, never mind.
We were talking about abusive relationships before, and it's like any guy who thinks owed all this stuff just for, holding the door open to someone. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster.
That's crazy.
Any type of entitlement is, but I want to pull out something that I think Louis was trying to get at and touch on.
Careful, don't be pulling out.
It is, he said that they use the nice guy kind of like a currency to obtain this woman, to buy the woman. And why the analogy sounds harsh, it's honestly true, and not even just for the nice guy quote unquote syndrome. Most men, I think generally we approach the dating game as like a barter system. It's, I have these things to offer, and from these things I should be able to get the women that I'm attracted. And that changes. It could be me being nice as a currency, or it could be those type of people that actually trick off their money and use the currency as this way to buy a woman's affection. There's all different types of ways to do it.
In fact, I wrote an article a long time about called Current Attraction. Like, I broke down. Yeah, because it's kind of like, no matter what type of guy you are, there is going to be certain demographic of that some kind of pay or accept that as payment for affection.
I think it's not even a quote unquote payment. It's that at this point in time, women in the dating game and straight relationships are the prize. That's kind of how it goes. It's kind of like
prize.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It is that. What I'm saying is, it's the goal. It's they come from the place of power because it's us trying. We do the approach. We do the pay.
I even offer a free gift with purchase and still get nothing.
By the way, thank you for the tote.
Give me a flippin' break.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no. Prize?
Yeah,
the guy doesn't like you.
If you look at look at like all of the relationship books that people are, like Steve Harvey's one, always on his shows telling women that they are the prize. I'm not saying that I agree with
no one believes them. What the shit?
What would what?
I said no one believes them. Come on now.
But he has such a huge following, and there's a lot that do that.
Maybe
What I'm saying is women come from the place of they sit and the guy approach. That's the majority.
No, I don't think it's, and I think especially now, things are so, just in the dating culture, things are so, and like hookup culture, everything, people are just treat other people like disposable, like.
So, in the hookup culture, right?
Which is like pretty much dating culture now.
It's a seller's market, baby.
Dating culture now. How does that hookup first initiate?
I mean, in many different ways. It could be just like friends, acquaintances, like get drunk one night and like there you go, or Tinder.
What I'm saying is most of the time that's why I like this dating app Bumble is supposed to be such a new spin on things. Is it's the one place where women make the first move.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm pointing out, is that the majority of society has this notion that the man approaches the woman and the man moves the relationship forward until they finally become boyfriend and girlfriend. Then the woman takes over and pulls the relationship forward.
Right, that's the classic view. I'm not on Bumble, but I like the whole idea of it because it is this women, there's this expectation of exactly what you said, that men are gonna pursue us and we'll turn men off if we like go after them. Like that's kind of like what society has told us. And what I like about Bumble, the idea behind that is that all that stuff is thrown out the window. All those expectations to be like, submissive or whatever and just waiting for the guy to like come to you.
It's definitely a good idea. In practice, it's executed horrible because women suck at.
Well, guys suck at listen, yeah, as I said, I'm not on Bumble, but I have like been on Tinder, and the messages that you get guys on Tinder are stupid. It's how do you approach someone who you've never met before, and the only thing you have to go off of is their picture and like a 10-word bio or whatever.
Yeah, it is very difficult, and we all actually suck at it.
Yep.
We all really do. That's why it's so crazy. For big time in my my dating life, I would just approach and I wouldn't even try to figure out what to say. I wouldn't try to come up with this whole way to be charming. I would just literally go, yo. I would just go, I'm attracted to you. And then I just pause. And we see what happens. Like, that would be it.
That would be so much easier.
But, why can't we have this mutual understanding that people are attracted to each other? And why do I have to come up with some obtruse way to say that? Why do I have to go a roundabout way to say that I am attracted?
Well, yeah, it shouldn't all be on the guy. And I think it's good if we remove the expectation that it should be on the guy, then both parties will feel comfortable.
But even that, even no matter who it is, what I'm saying is, why can't just the honest emotion that you felt? No one ever approaches anybody with the honest emotion that you felt when you saw said person.
It's rare. People who do that are rare, and those are people who, get what they want sometimes.
That's what it honestly, it worked for well. It was so crazy and it was coming from this premise that I'm speaking of now. I just was upset that I had to always figure out a way to charm my way. And I just was like, no, it's not necessary. Let me just be honest and say exactly how I felt when I saw you. And this is what I felt. I felt like I wanted to come over here and tell you that I'm attracted. And I would say that word for word.
I feel like that is the best way to go about it, to be honest, to not play games. And also just go into it kind of with an attitude of you have nothing to lose. Because if the person doesn't respond well, then now you know, and you're not wasting any more energy.
As good as it sounds, I also feel that would be complete anarchy. Because as we were talking off the air, while that statement coming from a certain package might be okay, the same statement might not from other packages.
Well, as long as
excuse me, madam. I think you're very attractive. I'd like to come over to my house and perhaps play some Connect 4.
Okay, yeah, but please know how to take rejection.
That's frightening, and I would scream and go. I don't believe in calling the police for almost any reason. That would make me.
I promise all your drinks not have extra ingredients.
Oh my god.
I swear not to drug you with GHB.
In fact, the only pills I will put in are vitamin C, because I want you to have a strong immune system, because I don't know what I got.
He's like a Muppet on Sesame.
Gargamel or something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
No, but like I'm straight up with the dude. Like I like you. Like otherwise, like bitch, I wouldn't be here. Let me just tell you how much I don't go on a date. Not one. Not one. I'm not taking anything for no teams. If I want to go out with you, I have an interest in here somewhere. And like, for years I thought there was something wrong with me. I don't know. Attraction comes from a different place for me. It always has. And then, about a year and a half ago, I started hearing the term sapiosexual, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. They're giving shit names now. But I started reading what it actually is, and the belief behind it. I think it's real. There are people like us. You being good looking doesn't do it. What?
Yeah, what's sapiosexual?
Okay, sapiosexual is, it depending on what severity of it you have, can blend anywhere from you can be straight, like I would be a straight sapiosexual, where like, I need a deeper soul-to-soul human bonding with you before I could ever be sexual with you. But for some people, it's genderless. They feel that feeling towards a man. They can have, if they're a woman, let's say, they can have a straight relationship with him. If they feel that feeling towards a woman, they'll feel it. You know what I'm saying? Usually, we haven't gotten into a topic yet on polyamorous relationships. I'm still kind of like collecting all of my data. But like, I see a lot of sapiosexuals in polyamorous relationships. Could not be in a polyamorous relationship, but I'm saying you being good looking doesn't do it.
Right, I agree.
Doesn't close that deal. But I'm saying you can pump me full of booze, alcohol, and fucking whatever else you can find. It still doesn't do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it's just basically your trigger lies somewhere else.
My trigger lies somewhere else.
Yeah. It's in the Chase bank account.
Listen,
Yes.
HSBC is global. I don't know why you would say Chase. That's local to New York, motherfucker. You need to have accounts with both.
Which is
if he has to do it well.
Exactly why my
it's
statement
overseas.
is super accurate. This is the only person who would just go.
And I'm like, no, honey, I'm going to set you straight and let you know how that works.
Chase, not enough.
If you don't have the black card, baby, you're shopping in an aisle you can't afford. What we're talking about.
I love really.
Like, I lied to you. Ever.
We actually got audio of Yael's deeper connection right here. That's pretty deep.
Forever, so what's up, right?
Mm-hmm. Hello, Miss Miles. My name is David Rockefeller. My name is David Rockefeller, Miss Miles. I have over $20 billion in the bank. How would you like to come and sit at my face?
Let me tell you something. No, this is a story you don't even understand. A very rich friend of mine who's got a very lucrative career in law, we'll leave it at that, said to me, there's this dude, you gotta set him up. He's the nicest guy in the world. Shows me a picture of him. I said, how old is he? 27. I'm like, damn. On paper, the guy's smoking hot. Loaded out ass family money all over the place.
That's a bad
big, huge money. Like, rich forever. Okay? Forever rich. And I finally spoke to this guy. He does nothing. He lives solely and exclusively off family wealth. He attracts the women he wants to attract. He gets them in the loan on looks. I was like, but you can buy me anything. That's awesome. And it's very clear to me that's the offer you're slamming on the table, because you can. You got loads of money, access to all of it. You live rent-free because you live in a family-owned building, etc. Like, I get it. Where you're losing the caliber and quality of woman you want to date is you have nothing to do. So they're waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to work, to go do something that generates serious income, while you're having it handed to you, sleeping till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the woman you want doesn't want to fuck you. That's why.
Why?
Yeah, I could never be with a guy like that.
No one respects you.
No one respects because he
lives off family wealth and does nothing. He does nothing.
Who wouldn't do that if it was an option?
Well, I don't know. That's interesting because I thought about, like, if you think about, like, if you win the lottery, like, would you really, like, completely just never work again? I mean, like, I would.
Let's take us out of this. Let's really talk about civilian, because what comedians do to make money is very different than someone waking up and going to a commute. Right, like if I won the lottery and I woke up and went to a cubicle every day, that I probably complained about and looked at people that I don't want to see. No, yes, I'm not going back to that damn cubicle.
But like, I just don't like, if I had, I mean, I would if I won the lottery, I would I would stop bartending and I would, focus on comedy. But I just don't, I just can't imagine just absolutely doing nothing.
So
that being said, self-motivation every day,
I have friends
Does
of
this guy
mine.
have hobbies that he's doing?
No, that's what I'm saying. So he, shopping, hanging out, believe me, if he dated somebody, let's say, and this is fucking Christ, he tried to close the deal. If he dated somebody like me, and I believe this, because I've done this a long time, and I know what it is, just by looking at the pile on the floor, I believe what he's saying is true. If there are things that would be done and off the ground and making money if I had the financing to do it. I don't like to get partners. I don't like to do it. Especially when it comes to important shit, like real estate and whatever. This is the type of man who would take a woman like me with a dream, a go-getter, and fund whatever I want us fund. He's the type that will do it. I'm not your motivation to continue on greatness. I have friends who are product huge wealth that are equally as successful or very successful in their own right. They use the wealth to their advantage to become something big of themselves. Right. You know what I'm saying? These are the types of people you want to marry into. Guys like this.
Here's my question. Let me always challenge the status quo.
Okay.
You have the potential to be a real estate mogul. This dude has the seed money to foresee that, to feel that, right?
Absolutely.
Why if outside of I'm not saying this. Outside of what he does for work.
Which is nothing.
If you're compatible on other levels.
We're not.
Feel kind and whatever other crap people that get into relationships look for. If those are hitting on point, why would him not stop all of that other
The
stuff?
motherfucker that wants to take somebody else's success, fund it, and stick his name on it. He's the type of person that takes your idea and buys it and gives 20% and all the credit.
That's what a venture capitalist is. But now what I'm saying is...
Not a venture capitalist. Actually a bigger gamble for the inventor, for the idea holder. He's a bigger gamble. You don't want someone like that running the show. They have no motivation.
They're not going to run the show. You are.
Important. I can't respect someone if they don't have a good,
What are you doing? Right.
Yeah, if they're just lazy and
Homie, I'm about to make wealth. What? I want to know what you're doing and what you've done to earn my support in your project. Wow.
Here's my thing. So I actually have a premise that touch on exactly. So, every comic probably has a Donald Trump joke, right? Mm-hmm. And mine is that he's so rich that this presidential run is a hobby for him. He's actually like this guy you're talking about.
He's gonna run out of paint. For a presidential campaign,
Donald Trump, while I don't believe he should be president for a variety of reasons.
What I'm saying is he has so much money that he no longer really has to work for money. So he's in that case, he's like that guy. And the presidential race that he's on is it's his attempt to have a hobby. It's all right, I saw something that I didn't like with this country. I have the time to do this, and I also have the money to fund it. He's the first candidate, I think, in the history that lost $400 million in the first week of his campaign started. He just lost the deals, and it didn't matter. If any of these other candidates lost that amount of money, the trail would stop.
Yeah, I can't even get in Trump right now.
I think he's causing bag. I don't like it. I'm not happy about it. I think he's going to win.
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Focus on the money aspect.
Yeah, I'm voting third party.
How do people spend their time when money isn't really the motivation for survival? That's what most people do. I would honestly agree that most people in life, in this planet or on this planet, only work because of survival. So whatever feed their lifestyle. And very few are actually just living their life with the dreams that they had in mind.
Well, Trump, you brought up Trump. He's addicted to power and attention. And he has all the money.
Though, not a person though. Here's what is shit. The shitty truth with Donald Trump is he's not a person without accomplishment. That's the problem. While he does come from money, he also knows how to generate it and make it.
And
you know what I'm saying? No, but that's any success.
What I'm saying. So no, that's exactly what I'm saying. So if this boyfriend potential boyfriend.
Not my boyfriend, not my client or my boyfriend. And then he sent me a picture of the cock, and I was like, what shit, yo? I want to fuck the class. I didn't know that was possible.
Live the hypothetical, Yael.
Okay.
If this person gave you the same 14 million small business loan that Dad Trump did or Trump did for Donald, the accomplishments aren't really that crazy when you started with a bankroll of 14 million.
Okay.
And you wouldn't be able to turn that 14 million into more.
But this guy he's not doing anything, sitting on his ass.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. That's her assumption of it.
That's not my assumption. When we got to the walk through your day portion, he did.
Let me hear this, because I find it hard that someone just does nothing.
He watches Netflix, Hulu.
That's depressing.
He goes to a yoga class, like go Starbucks, go shopping.
So basically, he's a basic bitch.
He goes shopping at like everything he owns.
That's mad basic. He's basic. Yeah.
No, I'm saying everything he owns. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's analyze my, because this is exactly I make a decent in comedy, right? Decent. Not anything where I could just go buy Gucci and stuff. Mm-hmm. But my day honestly consists of me waking up around noon, and then I'll watch like whatever sports highlights, and then I'll find something to eat, and then I'll get online, and I'm a techie, so I'll do like geek stuff. Mm-hmm. Some of geek stuff generates some money. Sometimes it really does it, but I do tech consulting on the side, right? Then when the sun goes down, then I'm like, alright, now I should probably start to make my way to the city so that I can hit some stages for 10, 15 minutes tops, and then I go back home. That's nothing still.
Well, you're performing and you're doing stuff like, I mean, I'm imagining throughout it all you're sending out emails, like you're writing at points.
Well, I personally don't generate jokes by writing that much.
Right, that's fair. Yeah, I usually I generate just by walking usually.
Muse when I'm in the shower.
My process is literally I'll come up with a premise and then I'll go on stage and I'll work through that premise. It's all it's all my work is when I get on that stage. But what I'm saying is that even that work, if you look at a 24-hour day, even if I get booked at a headlining, that's still just an hour and 20 minutes tops.
Yeah, but you performed. I mean, performing is but I know how you feel, because I feel guilty all the time that I'm not doing enough. It's just we live kind of on the we're working at night, and so I do stand up, and then I also bartend a couple nights a week. So the bartending is a 10-hour shift, so that's exhausting. But when I'm just hanging out in the morning or early afternoon, and not really leaving the house, I remind myself, okay, this is my downtime. Most people relax at night. We're working at night.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And we're on, performing and just going from spot to spot, or whatever, hanging out at shows, going to open mics, all of doing a show, all that. It's a lot of physical, social, creative energy.
I mean, it is, but it also is still what people tend to do. It's our physical, social creativity. You know what? Let's say this. If my friends say, yo, Keenan, I'm having a housewarming party, and it's from 7 to 9, I'll go to this knowing that at 10 o'clock I have a spot and I can talk about this housewarming party. Mm. So it's still quote unquote doing nothing. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to defend the guy. I'm trying to defend the guy because is actually in a place that very few people know how they would act in that position.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. That's true. I mean, if you had all the money in the world, it would motivating yourself every day.
No, I asked him.
I'm just saying that your motivations would be different. So you get on stage. We all get on stage because we have a need to get the opinion out. It almost has nothing to do with the money. That's why people pay mics. They pay $5 at a mic because they have this thing that they want inside of them that they want to get out. It's not even really about making money.
There are free mics also.
That's possible. But the thing is, the need isn't the money, right? The need is the actual material to get it out.
But eventually, but the goal is to reach a point where you're supporting yourself.
And you're doing
that's only
sellable comedy.
That's only a goal, not for the comedy.
Relief.
Right, that's what I'm saying. the goal is not, you don't tell jokes. Most good comics don't tell jokes in the hopes of generating the money. It's a profession, but that's not why you came up with that joke.
Right, of course, that's not why. But you got a point, like, you can't, like, I don't want to be, like, 10 years from now, or I don't know, it's so hard to put, like, a time, like, scale on this.
Right, you want to have money from it.
Doing the comedy event, like, eventually.
But you only want that because you need the money for the lifestyle, and that's what I said earlier. So what I'm saying is, if I won the lottery right now as a comic, as a fairly unknown comic, right, that kind of makes some type of money from it, but I'm fairly unknown. If I won the lotto, I would still do comedy, but I would just fund my own tour. Cause that's really what you want to do. The thing is, people go on tour to generate money. If I had the lottery money, I would just go on tour because I just want to get these opinions out.
I mean, you could, like,
care about losing the money.
Could do so much.
I wouldn't do anything with it though. Like, I really would still just do what I can with the comedy.
I would probably be a venture capital, to tell you the truth. If I my hope is to close some, like, serious business deals in real estate over the next, like, I would say 10, 15 years, and sit on, I mean, seriously, just build wealth. Just focus on wealth building projects, and then take that money and be a venture capitalist when my children, God, are old enough to take over the real estate business. That is my sincere hope.
I mean, yeah, real estate is definitely the best thing to invest in.
But it's the hardest, it's one of the hardest things to sell. It's extremely difficult. But if you do development, you can wealth build. It's not like it's like on another level. You're a kamikaze pilot of a real estate agent if you sell development real estate, especially something forget it.
And you already kind of have, even in your hypothetical dream of winning the lottery and becoming a real estate mogul, you already have your sons doing that. And that's what I'm saying, that most people's motivation is not most people are just going through the motions because they need money to survive rather than feeding their soul on some type of internal motivation. But to wrap up, I actually think we'll go around the room and see what everybody else would do when they win the lotto. Louis, what you got?
Basically pay my bills, try to, do something where it's generated, have my money work for me, so it's generating a second income, so that way I could, focus on my comedy, and as that song goes, buy a big enough ass for the whole world to kiss.
There you go. And Kate?
Yes.
What would you do if right now you won the lottery?
I would definitely want to throw some traveling time in. I would want to, do some major traveling. Go to, like, Thailand, all over Europe, Italy. What?
Say where you want to be a kickboxer, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
A kickboxer in Thailand?
That's a very old reference. He needs to step up. Just continue.
Sports?
Oh my god. I took a kickboxing class once, and it was the most painful experience of my life. I was literally sore for, like, a whole week. It was awful. My wrist, my hands cannot handle that. I would travel, and then I would continue with the comedy. I also would, I would want to produce, like, a film. I would want a script out, fun to film.
Okay. And as I kind of touched on it already, but to close out, basically I think that if you had enough money, you could actually make yourself famous, and then that would generate the money. So that's why I would just start a tour first, and then just get myself out there, because you have all this money to self-fund the things that you want to do.
I would do that, but I would bring the children with me so they would have, like, the life experience in, like, summers and things.
Yeah, the fact that you're including children in your lottery fantasy, I already am glad that this podcast is ending. Yael, anything to wrap up?
To promote, you guys got to pay more attention to Facebook and Instagram. Yael Meisels, I have been showing everyone amazing, free or low-cost ways to improve their lifestyle. Everything from, bitch, I cut my own hair. You don't even know. This shit looks ridiculous. To the stretch mark cream. Amazing. So free or cheap ways to improve your life, and download for Love and Play, YouTube, Yael Meisels, like and subscribe, and that's all I have now.
Hey, anything to promote?
I'll be hosting at Stand Up New York, this Tuesday at 10:15, and then on Wednesday I will be hosting a show that I produce at the Broadway Dive on the Upper West Side on 101st and Broadway, and the show is called Straight Up and Dirty Comedy, and it's a good time, and then, come and check it out.
Louis, what you got for the people?
Yeah, that's right, everybody. I am going to be doing a show at Broadway Comedy Club April 16th at 6 p.m. My guests will get the special cover price of $20 plus shoot minimum. Call the VIP reservation line at 6 or follow on the Facebook at .com/comedy. Also, I really don't think I should be letting the bag, but I might be getting presidential candidate John McAfee on the Crotch Shot Radio Show soon. So stay tuned. I do the show live Saturdays at 5 p.m. Won't be doing it tonight because I got a show tonight, but I am on iTunes, iHeart, TuneIn Radio. So yes, John McAfee. Yes, that McAfee that created the antivirus. He's the Libertarian presidential candidate for United States of America, and who I am rooting for. No, he's not racist, not sexist, and a lot of common sense approach and to everything. So yeah, John McAfee, 2016. God bless.
Candidate is such a very loosely word term. All of my dates are found on my website, www.kenanweaver.com. That's KENANWEAVER. Coming up, there's a new comedy club in Yonkers and Ridge Hill called Ha. I'll be there. I'll also be at Empire Casino in Yonkers. So all that information's on the website. Every Sunday, New York Comedy Club, 8 p.m. Sunday Night Live. Check me out. Till next time, keep loving, playing.